So short term, we need to look at credit availability for small and medium enterprises. In any economy, small and medium enterprises create majority of jobs. They spur the growth of local economies. We have to make the innovation investments required in order to create the technologies of tomorrow. Women are 50% of any society. We must make sure that we leverage half the population we have. We must have specific initiatives to ensure that they receive the best education, they have equal opportunity of employment, and we leverage the talent. We need to ensure that every organization has a measurement framework, every organization understands its impact on environment and is willing to share this data with the public. The governance mechanism around these things, around these controls through boards, especially for public companies, must be strengthened. Information technology industry and users of information technology are significant users of power, significant users of electricity. There is a need to make sure that we do whatever is required in order to reduce the electricity utilization by IT industry as well as by users of information technology. As information technology becomes widely used, as social networking becomes widely used, as it becomes ubiquitous, it's part of our day-to-day life, security and privacy issues are very, very important, and we need to make sure that these are addressed. Every organization needs to figure out which are the growth engines for the short term as well as long term. The issue of climate change and sustainable development. We need to address the issue of governance in financial institutions because whenever there is an issue or there is a challenge in the financial sector, it impacts everyone. In the last 15 years, there has been tremendous growth spurred by availability of liquidity, in some cases excess liquidity created through financial innovation. Technology also contributed to growth. 2009 is some sense a reset. The same set of parameters may not be available to spur growth in the future. There is equity in terms of participation, there is equity in terms of sharing of this wealth. So we have to look at what governance mechanism we can create in order to spur growth in the future. There has to be a set of principles and values based on which these institutions are built. Second, there has to be participation from all stakeholders. There has to be clear representation from all stakeholders. There has to be a governance mechanism which adapts to changes, which has a way to resolve conflicts. And lastly, as technology evolves, as innovation happens, these institutions keep evolving in sync with the innovations in technology. Every company must define a framework for values, framework for ethics, framework for behavior of its leaders. Leaders must walk the talk. Leaders must lead by example. There has to be zero tolerance for value violation. We have to invest in technology so that we can leverage devices to address technology, bring in automation to enhance security. we need to address the root causes. Root causes are: one, economic inclusivity; second is cultural inclusivity. First and foremost, we need to invest in jobs in the short term. We also need to address the issue of retraining existing workforce, because they need to be moved over to the technologies of tomorrow. The government or financial institutions, venture capitalists need to fund the research and development as well as the new companies that will create the jobs of tomorrow.